evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on Evening Beat to get a look at your top local headlines on this Tuesday night. First, we are continuing coverage on a very big story that we have been following out of Rochester since April. First, the City Attorney's Office of Rochester has announced that a decision has been made. The Rochester City Attorney's Office announcing a charging decision today against Shiloh Hendrix, the woman using a racial slur against a black child with a disability in a now viral video. The decision, 3 counts of disorderly conduct. The legal complaint argues Hendrix wrongfully and unlawfully engaged in offensive, obscene, abusive, or noisy conduct in an offensive, obscene, or abusive language that would reasonably tend to arouse alarm, anger, or resentment in others, end quote. The charges each carry a maximum of 90 days in jail and or a $1,000 fine and come after months of speculation over whether the city attorney would charge Hendrix at all. The viral video made national news this April. Soon after the incident, Hendrix released a fundraising campaign which raised more than $800,000 and is still continuing to raise at this hour after claiming her family had become targets of online harassment. Rochester Mayor Kim Norton reacting today, saying she hopes this can begin the process of closure for the family and community. The Rochester NAACP also has been vocal about supporting of the boy since that spring day. The organization reacting today in a press release, the organization writing in part, quote, "The filing of these charges, 3 counts of disorderly conduct, represents an important and meaningful first step toward accountability and justice. The victimized child, family, and our community deserve full accountability and justice for the harm caused to a vulnerable black child with a severe disability by Shiloh Marie Hendrix, who displayed no remorse," end quote. And we are expecting a press conference from the NAACP in the coming days. We will bring you continued coverage on this. To Iowa now, where a jury trial is underway in Wenatchee County for a Georgia man who faces second-degree murder charges. James Bogmersky is accused of murdering 15-year-old Jade Colvin, who went missing in March of 2017. During the trial, one of the witnesses who testified included a social worker supervisor from the Iowa Health and Human Services. She says the department removed Jade Colvin from her mother, LaDawn Colvin's, custody in September of 2015. The testimony also shared details on how Jade ran away multiple times from the custody of Health and Human Services. She was allegedly with her mother in Phoenix, Arizona in 2017 before moving to Iowa. Court documents show Bogmersky had been messaging with Jade for weeks before he allegedly paid her mother to move Jade to Iowa to live at his home. Jade has been missing since then. The jury trial continues tomorrow. We'll bring you continued coverage all week. A Michigan man was killed this morning in a crash on Highway 42 in Wabasha County near Watopa Township. Craig Goring, 52, of North Branch, Michigan, was driving a semi north on Highway 42 when the semi drove off the road and rolled, according to the Minnesota State Patrol. Highway 42 was closed in both directions for some time this afternoon, according to Minnesota 511. We continue to follow this developing story and will provide updates on air and online at ktdc.com. Our next story of tonight. Some RPS students got an earlier start to school yesterday, but today even more are joining in. Rochester Public Schools welcomed all high school students today for back to school. The 6th and 9th graders began yesterday to help them adjust to a new setting. Elementary students return to classes tomorrow. All K through 12 classes resume normal on Thursday. For all the early education parents, RPS preschool begins on Tuesday, September 2nd, and we hope that everybody has a great school year from here at KTTC. That is a look at your top headlines for this evening. Thank you so much for joining me on Evening Beat. I'll see everybody back here tomorrow night at 7:30. Have a great night.